What's up everyone, Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition. You guys remember amino spiking? Yes, amino spiking. That's where people were literally putting, let's say 25 grams of protein on the bottle, only putting 10, and then putting 15 grams of bullshit, like taurine in there. Now, before amino spiking, before people got smart, I had a program called Tiger Tested. All I did was test protein for nitrogen content. I didn't know amino spiking existed. I thought I was doing a favor to the world. So I tested all these brands and they'd come out perfect. Then what happened? They got smart. They realized that if you put amino acids, which are cheap, like taurine, compared to protein at least, compared to whey protein, it will test out as a protein, even though it is not an intact, full protein molecule. It does not have the same effects in the body, not even close. So, amino spiking became a thing. In fact, with this video over 100,000 views, I'd like to say that while I might not have been, I'm not sure, the first to say anything about amino spiking, I had the most reach. And because I had a brand, MTS Nutrition, that did an amino spike, you know, I was like, wow, I gotta say something about this. Let's say a lot of lawyers called me about saying this. They said, oh, it's unfair competitive advantage. I said, well, if we go to court on this, you realize it's going to be public record, and basically you got to tell the truth about what you did. And that's you knowingly lied on a label, deceived consumers to make more profit margin. I am against this. In fact, let's take a look at some of this video now. Amino spiking in protein. It's a gray area because per the FDA, single aminos like taurine and glycine and even leucine, they do not count as complete proteins. They cannot be labeled as such. However, when you're running a test like we actually do at tigerfitness.com, when you're running a test for protein, they do the nitrogen. And obviously amino acids, even single amino acids will come out as nitrogen. Problem is they're not a complete protein. They do not count as a complete protein in your diet for what your body needs protein for. And they're a lot cheaper, which means that you're paying for 30 or 20 or whatever the label states grams of protein. And they're falsely and partially, I believe illegally, claiming to have more protein. Wow, I think I look better now. Anyway, check it out. When I lived in North Carolina, back when I first started with MTS Nutrition and Tiger Fitness, and also back when I owned Scivation, I sold Scivation Whey, but I also had a product called Extend. And at that time, I did not hesitate to get on the road. I spent 300 days a year on the road presenting my company to every store I could. And within the great state of North Carolina, there was one brand that was on every shelf. And that was called American Pure Whey. Every shelf, I'd see customers walk out with handfuls of it. Thing is, at that time, let's say a whey protein 5-pounder was going for 50 bucks. These were like 20. I shit you not. Stores were selling them. They all knew it couldn't be true because the price of whey protein is pretty standard. It's a publicly traded commodity. It's right there. Boom. You can find the price of whey protein easily. There's only a few suppliers. So what happened? Well, it's now, from when I used to go on the road in North Carolina, about 10 to 12 years. And finally, and I knew it, man. I knew it was a carbohydrate. I knew it because their 5-pound protein was literally a 2-pound protein jug. Carbohydrate and amino acids are extremely dense, whereas protein is actually pretty fluffy. If you open up MTS Whey, you'll notice, pretty gosh darn fluffy. However, this was hard, dense, terrible. So anyway, I see this story from WRAL.com. I found it on someone's LinkedIn. If you don't follow me on LinkedIn, you should. I post some good shit there. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Look who I ran into in LA.
Good to meet you. I've been watching your videos a long time. Tell me about this protein bar.
So it's the Outright Bar, man. It's all natural ingredients, made with real food. None of that. You ever want to work out? You want just a little snack, a little bar before training, but you know the other bars might give you gut bomb.
Right.
This is something that doesn't have any prebiotic fiber, no glycerin, no sugar alcohols. It's whole, real food.
That is a tasty bar.
Really?
It's easy to eat. It's not too chewy. Normally eat something like this with a big ass glass of milk. That's good.
So it's like a cookie.
Really good. No, it's not good.
If you want, we also have the, want to try the almond butter one while we're here?
I'd love to.
All right, so this
That's a badass bar.
This is made with almond butter, Steve.
That's a winner too.
Really?
He's badass. Good protein bars. Where can people find these?
Well, they can find it at many retail stores. You can find it at tigerfitness.com.
2 badass protein bars. So they get 2 double middle fingers up from Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's the bottom line.
Raleigh protein powder maker charged with fraud. The owner of a Raleigh-based protein powder manufacturer has been accused of making inflated claims about his products, authorities said Friday. A federal grand jury indicted Abhishek Krishnan on 41 counts of mail fraud, introducing adulterated and misbranded foods into interstate commerce, and money laundering. The indictment also allows authorities to pursue the forfeiture of $6 million in several Raleigh properties that Krishnan owns to repay alleged victims. Krishnan owns American Pure Whey LLC, which sells protein powders in bulk to other dietary supplement manufacturers for repackaging on their own brands and in retail quantities in public. Here's another thing. Generally speaking, individual retail stores, like let's say a regular retail store with one store, they don't have the buying power to afford a GMP run. It cost me literally, for each run of protein, 6 figures. 6 figures. You really think a local store that gets 5 people a day walking through the door can get proper shit? This is where they're getting it manufactured. This is why, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. The products, which are made and packaged in New Bern, North Carolina, it's a small little town, boast high protein, low carbohydrate content, authorities said, but the indictment charges otherwise. This is the good part, guys. Ready? Grab your cup of Ritual AM, your Pachamama coffee, take a seat, and let's go into this. Let's go deep. Let's go real deep. Thank you, Hodgkins. U.S. Food and Drug Administration agents bought several samples of protein powders off American Pure Whey's website last year and tested them. Authorities said, rather than 29 grams of protein and 1.58 grams of carbs in a 33-gram serving of cake batter flavor 100% whey protein isolate, as the label claims, this is why you go to companies you trust. Tests only showed 10 grams of protein. That's a third. And 27 grams of carbohydrate. It was basically maltodextrin powder. Authorities said packing the powders with carbs instead of protein boosted American Whey's bottom line. This goes on and on and on, but that's the main thing. I don't know about you, but this shit's disgusting. I don't care if I make 1 point margin on my products. I would never, ever, 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 ever rip people off like this. If it says 25 grams of protein on my tub of protein, it's going to be damn close or right on or right over that mark. This is criminal. What if he's selling to people with diabetes? This is negligence, but it's not. This is done knowingly. He's manufacturing it himself. Now the stores who are private labeling this shit, they might have not known any better, but fucking that's on them. As a manufacturer, it's on you to third-party test. It's on you to go and visit the manufacturer, explore the runs, sit in on a run, do your fucking due diligence. So the next time you go into your local retailer store, ask them for MTS. Or another brand you could trust. Hell, I'll throw out a couple names. Optimum Nutrition ain't lying on their labels. Nah, they ain't lying. They're Glanbia. They're $1 billion+ company. They're gonna be truthful. My brand, MTS Nutrition. I would trust what Doug at Core puts in there, right? However, if you see like a store, I'd question them. I'd ask to see some stuff. At the end of the day, guys, this is going into your body. It's up to you to determine what companies you can trust. At MTS Nutrition, we go above and beyond to show that we are trustworthy. We've posted multiple lab tests from independent third-party labs. However, who the hell wants to go through all that, right? You don't need to go research a lab test every single time you buy something. I wouldn't. You don't want to worry about, oh, well, maybe it's a bad batch. You need to go with the brands that you can trust. Brands where the owner stands behind it. Does anybody know who this Krishna guy is? No. Somebody who puts their life and everything they have into their brand. Now, there are still class action suits for amino spiking going on. That good old Walmart brand, I'm not going to mention the name, they're still in court, still busting out bullshit. If you take time to look at the Google feed, I'm not going to give you any of the documents I have. They're still coming out with some fucking outrageous excuses on why they didn't hit label. You pay for quality. You get what you pay for. Is MTS Whey the cheapest whey on the market? No. Is it the best tasting? A lot of people think it is. Does it meet label claim? Do you know? Do you have that peace of mind that what's on the label is in the tub? Abso-fucking-lutely. There you have it, guys. This amino spiking made me sick. It's not even amino spiking. They were too lazy to even amino spike. They carb spiked. They took it a step further. What was this dude's name? Let me see this motherfucker's name. Where is he? Oh. Krishnan. Abhishek. Ab. Let's call him Ab. Ab, you deserve to be punched in the face. It's fucking ridiculous. I hope you serve some time. Hope they get you on some laundering charges because you laundered people's gains. That's not acceptable. That's not a game.